Okay, so I don't think you can see my face. Let's see if I can move it up just a little. Hi guys, Tiffany here, and welcome to my quilting life. So today I just figured I would come on, chit chat, and work on the quilting that I've been doing here on the frame. Trying to get some stuff done because I have a lot of things to do. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure that I don't think my music works at the same time as my YouTube does, but I'm hoping that it will. Nope, it doesn't let me do two at once. So I can't read comments if the radio is on. Go figure. Alright, well I guess then I'll just be quiet in here. Okay, so let's let people get on then, because I can't tell, obviously. And I will just put them down there for now and plug this in. Hello, Tracy. Okay. Oops. So, see if I can just read this. So, I'm just frame quilting for now, and then I'll in a minute, I'm gonna finish the row that I'm on, and then I'll turn the camera around because we're in a different angle on a different stack of boxes. It's the only way I could give you guys an angle on here because there's no way to hold anything on the frame. I have it for my phone. I have a connector that hooks my phone to the frame, but I actually don't have one to the tablet, which you guys are on. So, yeah. I don't want that in my way, but I want to see. So I'm frame quilting with a ruler, and I figured I kind of want you guys to know the struggles of this setup itself. Like, okay, it's not the frame. The frame is not the problem. It's the machine on the frame. Like I have explained before, this Juki was not meant for this frame. I don't care what anybody says out there in the world. This was not designed to be rolled around on a frame to quilt. It was just not designed to do that. So my personal struggles is because I go fast. I'm faster, long arm faster. So, and I've played with long arms, and I'm even too fast for some of those. It's just the way I move. I can't control it. It's hard to slow down. I can keep a pretty good stitch length and so on and so forth, but the machine itself was designed for a table, to sit at a table. It comes with a tray. You can free motion quilt. It does great with that. I don't have thread breaking problems. I don't even have needle breaking problems. I have a couple problems, but I have really no problem with quilting when it's not on this frame. So those of you, for future reference that see this video, if you are looking to start frame quilting, long arm quilting, this is considered a mid-arm, but this is a long arm frame. This will fit up to an 18-inch machine off this tray on a different setup. It sits on the bottom tray. Not a tray, but the bottom cast rollers, But this itself, I would, for beginners, my own personal honest opinion is this is a waste of money. The frame is not a waste of money. This machine setup, putting it on a tray like this, that is a waste of money. If you are 100% dedicated to your quilting and you want to start long arming like me, and you're dedicated to what you do because you enjoy it and you're passionate about quilting, do not buy this setup. Buy a long arm. There are many, many, many different long arm companies out there now. There are brands that I actually have never even heard of, but there's like Handy Quilter, Gamble, APQS, Grace company that makes the frame, makes the machines as well, and they are all 14 or bigger inch machines that are considered a long arm. This is not. It is a mid-arm, and it is not supposed to be on this frame. Just not at all. So my personal recommendation for those of you who are serious about this and have the money to spend, see, I don't have the money. This is me quilting on a budget here. But if I would have known that it was going to be like this, I would have never bought this setup. I would have had, my husband and I would have had spent the money to have monthly payments to purchase me an actual long arm machine. So it just depends on the company you go through. Like I said, there's so many different ones. It depends on the company for your price. But Handy Quilter has a pretty decent price to make payments on. Grace has a pretty decent price to make payments on, or if you want to just buy it outright. Unfortunately, I say payments because I'm poor. I'm quilting poor. So obviously payments is my thing, but this setup on its own, Juki does make a long arm. They have the Juki TL 2200 QVP. They also have a QVP Mini, which is the same size as this machine. You don't want that. You want the QVP, the big machine. It is an 18-inch machine with a 10-inch tall throat space. That is made by Juki for long arming. They have that machine. You want to look into it, go to a dealer. We don't have any dealers around me, so I can't even go play with it until a quilt show comes to town or locally, so that I can even go play with the machine that I have been 100% watching videos on, because that's my goal machine. But I'm also, my local quilt shop sells Handy Quilters, so I'm thinking that's what I'm going to go play with some more, because I've played with them down at the shop plenty of times. I like it, but the one I'm looking at, it's high in price, but I don't need anything else. I don't need the frame. I just need the machine. So it's hard finding a company that's going to sell me just the machine head, you know, and the casters for it to roll it around. So, but yeah, I figured I'd come on and show you guys the struggle. Let's see how many times you guys are going to actually, straight stitching is not as bad, but any curved stitching, it's horrible. So I want to see how many times you guys can actually witness my frustration with thread breaks, needle breaks. Last night, within 5 minutes, I broke 3 needles. 5 minutes, that's all it took, and 3 needles snapped. So, and that's just, it's not because I go too fast, it's not because I slow down, it just broke. So, but I break thread all the time. I have watched videos, for those of you who recommend me watching videos or, you know, talking to someone about it. I've done all that. This machine was just not meant for this specific thing. So I'm going to get started with what I'm doing, and if I'm not paying attention, I'm going to try my hardest to watch comments, but it's kind of hard when I'm in a flow, you know. So you can just watch how I work and how I do things. I'm going to angle the camera a little bit further down in hopes that the glare goes away so you guys can at least see closer. I am using my Westerly 12-inch arc ruler, but I'm only using the flat side. I just need the flat side of my ruler because it's longer than my 6. This isn't 6 inches, it's a little bit more, but my other one is 6 inches, so it's not as big, so I can get more coverage with this one. This is just so I can stitch in the ditch first, and then I'll come back and do more. Hi, Vicki. I saw your message. I just didn't see your message. It popped up, by the way, just so you know. It's hard to do 2 things at once. Like, it kicked my music off when I went on my phone so I could see comments. So, unfortunately, I have to have 2 devices on just to read comments. But, alright, I'm going to get to this, and, yeah, I'll angle the camera just a little bit further down so you guys can see what I'm doing, but without me blocking. You know what I mean? Alright, so if you won't see my face, obviously. This is a customer quilt on here. Actually, let me show you guys. I've showed you plenty of times. So this is what's on the frame. It's browns and mauve and a bunch of mixed colors and creams and so on. It has a green backing, and it's got green with black circles on the backing, and I'm using an 80-20 medium weight batting because I don't want too much loft, because that's not what's recommended for the person that wants this. They don't want a heavy loft because they do live in a warm climate. So I use a lot of the 80-20. It's 80% cotton, 20% polyester, purposely for a lot of the quilts for the people that want them in my area. It gives great, you can't see it, but it gives great loft in small tight quilting. But when it comes to heaviness, a lot of my locals want not very heavy stuff. So let me just get started. What I do is I drop my needle and I pull up my bobbin thread from the bottom, and I make sure that's out of the way, and I drop it down a few times to tie it off, and then I just follow the line, and I have a tangle which is right off the bat, and I have to reach underneath and grab the thread that's tangled, or I slide it to the side because reaching underneath doesn't seem to be working at the moment. So give me a second. So I slide it to the side to an opening. I pull my bobbin thread out because it tangled. Pop it back in. Put my tray down. Run it back over. Re-grab my thread. And re-thread it because the tangle knocked it out. It happens underneath all the time. Like I said, this is not meant for this. No matter how good you are at doing this, it is a very frustrating process when this is on the frame. So, there we go. Oh, there's I got a long thread tail going right now. I'll shorten it up. I usually just make a big stack of thread right here at the end of the quilt. Alright, let me bring this up. It's all tangled up so that I can see you guys. Alright, so you had frozen blueberries and raspberries and whipped cream. That sounds good. So I'm just going to straight line using my ruler, because this is a 1/4 inch ruler foot. What I'm doing is I'm putting my ruler about, because once you're a quilter you kind of know where the 1/4 inch line is. It kind of comes natural. So I'm just going to keep putting my, keep lining up my ruler 1/4 inch away from the seam. And I'm not using stitch regulated mode. I'm manually stitching. And I'm just stitching in this ditch, and as you can tell, every time I get to a bump in the quilt, I have to lift the presser foot ever so slightly. The cool part about the Juki is it does have a big wide base, so rulers really work great in it. That's a good thing about it. So you don't need a ruler base because it's kind of built into the machine. And I just glide it. It glides really nicely. That's the good part. My tangle made a big mess on there, so I'm going to have to clip that away later. And also another thing is the cords on this are not meant, they get stuck. It's kind of annoying actually, like really annoying. And I tie it off and I pull my needle to the top when I get to the end so that my bobbin thread comes up top so I don't get a tangle underneath. It has a built-in thread cutter, but it leaves a bunch of yuck under the bottom of the quilt, so I don't like doing that. And then I come back to the beginning again because this machine likes it. It's okay to go this way and upward and back downward as long as it's going from left to right, but this machine 100% does not go from right to left. It just breaks thread every 2 seconds and it just becomes a big hassle over and over and over again. So I'd rather just not deal with it. And now I'm going to start catty corner. Flip my thread tail. And I'm just going to follow my line here. And you can see I prefer to quilt a little bit faster than some people. I'm always in a hurry, and other machines that I've played with, they can handle my hurry. This machine cannot. And it's not wanting to go over these seams sometimes either. I have my presser foot all the way up too, and it still hates me. I'm used to it now, obviously. It becomes easier, but the problems are still very frustrating. And I have my shear stitch up here, so I just press the button. My actual button that does the automatic thing, here I'll turn it on so you can see, it's supposed to go when I go, but it actually does not. See? I can't even do anything. If you guys were here, you'd be like, what the heck is that? And I had them set properly and everything, my sensors, but it doesn't like it. This machine just is not meant for this. Hey, are you busy? Can you come over here and put the camera close so people can see? Not the second thing. Wait till I roll. And there goes my ruler. My ruler has no grippies on it, so...
How can I move it closer?
Hold on. Alright,
I think you should make videos and then put it on instead of doing it live.
I can't. I don't have no space. And I emptied everything off and it still won't let me do it. Alright, so let me advance the quilt a little bit. I removed my things on the end. And I'd spin all my bars. Oh, and I just went too far again. I go too far sometimes and it gets all messed up. Yes, happy birthday to your husband. Today's Friday, huh? That's right. No, today's Thursday, huh? Tomorrow. And I pop my little end things in, come back to the beginning again, and start back over right here doing all this again. So now you can come down here. Next.
What?
Now you can come over here.
Oh my goodness. Come on, that's my Oh, it's picking up two things.
I'm going to put my bungees back on here. Somebody put it in the top. It doesn't go in the top plug, but if you unplug it, I'll lose my internet out here.
You told me to put it in the top plug yesterday. Now how do I move it? Don't say hold on either.
I'm not saying hold on. All right, the daughter's going to hold this.
Hold what?
Like this.
Oh my gosh.
Come on this side for me. Right here. Hold it up. You can do it. You can.
Take too much. I told you this.
So I'm just holding it. And I use my ruler to follow the lines. You can move over so that I don't block the camera. So you guys can see this is a very, very picky, troublesome machine setup. That does not like me. And then I just pull my bottom thread up to the top, snip it, and go back to the beginning again for the next round of quilting.
Do I have to hold it?
No, you don't have to hold it. How about that? You can just go away. Don't hang out here then if you're not going to help.
I just did help.
Well, that wasn't much help.
Holding it for you, yeah.
Alright, guys. You're just going to have to watch from afar because she's not able to do it.
Why don't you just push it closer?
I can't. I'm blocking the whole thing. Okay. So now I got to remember which way I was going, and I was going from this angle. So I'm going to drop my thread here, pull it up. And hi, Michelle. Who else is here? Let me pass the camera by real quick so I can see. Hi, Senada. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm in the top section. I know you can see where I'm doing. So there's 4 quarter sections right here. One just happens to be one color and another's another color. So I'm going from that one color and I'm starting in a top corner and I'm making lines that kind of meet up down. Then I follow it back down and I come back up. So it's pretty much what you would see Angela Walters doing, the dot-to-dot quilting, except I'm creating an abstract square around in the square, and then I'm quilting feather in the middle. So right now I'm just going to follow this. This is my guess. Obviously I kind of want it to end up right here, so I'm going to guess. And this is where it's going to hate me because it does not like to stay nice. I come down about halfway through the block and I clip my thread tail. And then I hold it back up to where I have a 1/4 of an inch away from me because I can't work on the back side obviously, so I just guesstimate my 1/4 inch, and if I have to adjust I will. And then I come down, and this bottom corner now, the ruler is a 1/4 inch away from it for my foot. And I just guess that. And then I come apart this time. Follow it back up, take the ruler, take myself all the way across the top, sticking on that same line where I started and start the next one. So I adjust it where I think I want it, I follow that line, and I broke thread. It happens often, and I just thread it back up really quickly like. And unfortunately, you gotta remember, I don't know how to use my threader on here. I have tried a bazillion times, but I just cannot get it, so I don't use it. I have good enough eyes enough to follow it. And I pull away anything that broke. And I start it like the stitch. Pull my thread tail up to the bottom. Find my line. And go back the other way. And I just snip those threads away. Come back down halfway, and then I'm just going back the other way. And I adjust it again. And it's coming down into the corner, and I broke thread again, because it hates me. I'm telling you guys, this was not meant for this frame. whatsoever. I have to drop the presser foot just to thread this needle because the ruler foot is actually quite large. It's made for this machine, but it sticks out pretty far, so it makes it hard to... I just line everything back up again. Some of these times I can eyeball it, but like I said, it doesn't like to go backwards, but when I went the other way, I'm still going backwards no matter what I do, so. I just follow my same stitch pattern over and over. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Susan. I'm just going to unplug this for a little bit so that I can, watch these comments come in. Hi, Barbara. Okay, I'm just going to pull it over here so I can see. So, again, I'm just going to adjust where I think I want it to be. And I try to slow, but I broke thread again. It just constantly back, every time I try to go back that way towards the left, it just breaks all the time. Now you guys know what I struggle with and why it takes me so long to quilt. This is just a lap quilt. Why it takes me so long to quilt these things. Like anything else I can do pretty quickly, but this way I have any kind of custom quilting like this, it just takes so long. Like I said, if I slow down, it still is the same exact thing. It still breaks. About halfway, and then I just go right back over there. And I'm actually going pretty darn slow for myself, honestly. For me. There we go. Over. I just line up and go again. Moving the ruler as needed, and I broke through it again. See, so when I'm finished with this, I have, when it comes off the frame for the final last time, because I actually have to take it off and turn it. The final last time I take it off this frame and it's done, what I'll have to do is go through the whole entire back of this quilt and chop all those thread tails off from the thread breaking every time. And I've tried rethreading the bobbin, doing this, doing that. It's just not meant for this at all. This machine was not meant to do this. This is kind of why I'm showing you guys. It happens over and over and over. It's not my kind of thread because I use poly, I use cotton, I've used poly-coated cotton. I use embroidery thread. I've used quilting thread for just quilting purposely thread, you know, only quilting. I've used slide, glide, you name it. I've used all sorts of them and all sorts of stuff. And none of it has changed what happens here. It just does not like on this frame. Yep, 3 needles in 5 minutes last night on this thing. It was so annoying. It's just barely moving like this. It's because the needle, so when you're moving along, especially going back that way, because it's not meant to do this. When I'm going back to the left-hand side and any of these ways, the needle sometimes, even in a slow stitch or going fast, going slow, no matter what happens, sometimes the needle comes down and instead of going in the hole, it hits the presser plate because it is a single little itty bitty hole to line up against. I've even tried titanium needles. It makes no difference. This just still has all these issues. But I really, really want to show you guys what I do and how I deal with it. And it broke again. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a lot of work. Now you guys know how much work actually goes into some of my quilts here. It's a lot of work. And it kind of gets frustrating, and it's just over and over and over again. I don't think I even get full 3 minutes of constant quilting. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna feed the little one, Karen's still sleeping, okay?
Okay. And I don't have anything sticky on my ruler, by the way, for any of you who want a ruler quilt. I don't have any of the stop step on here because it slides easier this way. I can move it around. And because the plate on this machine, because the machine is so big, because this is it right here, the ruler sits pretty nice on it. So if you have a good ruler plate for your machine, you shouldn't have any problem when you first learn how to use rulers. It was a learning curve, that's for sure. Hello, Pamela. Check your feed dogs. Yeah, feed dogs are down like they're supposed to be. Just, I don't know what to say, guys. This machine, it did it again. The machine just hates it. This is my struggle, and I'm probably going to stop after this section and go to the next part of what I was going to show you guys while I was on today. This is why I really, really, really just want to get the big machine, throw it on this frame,
Sorry, my arm was on there.
and be done with it. Just quilt on a real long arm. I just make a nice big thread pile. Sometimes I throw it on the floor. My slippers will clean it up on the floor. It's sometimes it's going only when I go, okay, so this machine, okay, this is how to explain it. You guys can see. When you're sewing, this is the front of the machine right here on this side. So the left side is the back of the machine. When I'm going left, it's like I'm back stitching. It does not like to do that. But if I'm sitting at a table and doing any free motion, it'll do that. It'll go perfectly. When I'm going backwards with the stitch backward stitching thing, you know, for the machine itself, for the feed dogs when they're up, it goes backwards just fine. But on this frame, it just does not go backwards. And it broke again. It just does not want to go that way. It just does not. And when I'm in a circle, sometimes it'll mess up in the circle. Especially when I'm doing feathers. It really likes to mess with me when I'm doing feathers. And I chose feathers to do on this, go figure. But I'm only doing them in the center squares. This one broke at the beginning, which is good because I can just come into the seam and drop the needle. See, I'm going like super slow right now, so it still doesn't affect anything. It's not tight, it's loose. It's all loose. It's bouncy like it's supposed to be. Everything that I've learned, I do, and it still messes up. I usually float my tops too, but this one I didn't float. Because I'm doing oh my God, Michelle, help me with that one. What is it called again? The border, what I'm doing, Michelle, you know what I'm doing. Tried to section, sorry. Cross hatching. There we go. I finished figuring it out myself. Yeah, everything's the way it's supposed to be. Not too tight, not too loose. Everything's rolled the correct ways. It just hates me. This machine hates me. Of course, I'm pretty sure other people that have this same exact setup probably have the same problem. They just don't know what to think about it, and that's why they give up so quickly, you know? And I hate to see people give up because it's not your fault. It's the machine is not meant for this frame. So that's why I tell beginners, don't buy this. Not this setup. You buy this frame, buy the frame all you want, but get the different machine for it. Get a Grace Canine. That's a good machine. It's meant for this frame. It was actually built for this frame. But these companies out there, they're trying to sell anybody and everybody new machines, and they sell it like this for no reason. So there we have it. Let me show you guys what I did. Like I said, it does not like to go. This is what I've just did right now. So I did these lines, and then the other way, when I have to take this whole quilt off and turn it the other way to take from this section and go back down to this corner. And then I'll do it the opposite way here. So this corner goes right here, and then it'll come back up this way. So they'll be opposite. So there's my stitching. You can see I don't know how well you guys can tell compared to me, but my stitch length is perfect. Okay. That's where all these breaks are. I pull those out later. And this is why I don't like quilting for people right now, because what happens, you know, when they complain about the way it looks because of the stitching. You see that? They're even stitches. It just does not want to go back this way. So I have to go over the whole entire thing and pull all that out. So, but now I got to back it up and do the top. I forgot to do the top because I was in a hurry to show you guys. But now I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys could see my mess on the floor. I have this big huge mess down here, guys. So there's the tub from the scraps. There's all the scraps on the floor. Let me grab my phone so I can see. Yes, it's meant for sit-down quilting. It is not meant for stand-up frame quilting. Why they sell it this way is because they're trying to gimmick people into buying crap that they don't need. I'm sorry I say that out loud, but these companies are gimmicking us into buying things we don't need or don't. We need them, we want them, but it's not the right setup. It's not the right way. So, yeah. So here's my desk from a different angle. And I've just started pulling the scraps out, and I really wanted to show you guys this. Let me set this here. So those of you who won, I just want to ask to make sure. So some of these scraps, they're shaped like this. Can you see that? I'm trying to pull out anything that's shaped like this, where you get enough to pull out of the scraps.
Put it up again.
I don't know if
they can see it.
But this is how they're shaped, and there's a lot of them shaped this way, but I'm separating the piles, so there's like, I don't even know how you guys can even see this, but turn the lights this way. So there's a lot of different materials
There's
here.
a big clear.
Oh, is there? There's a lot of different kinds of materials here. Hold on, I'm just going to take it down so they can show them. For those of you, and let me know, that I'm the ones I'm sending scraps to, I'm going to try to shove as much as I can in. So there's things like this, hearts. So I'm kind of separating things into piles down here. So we got stars, fabric with stars, whatever prints, hearts, flowers,
paisleys, whatever. We got anything camo or army or navy or marine. And then we have anything with, I don't know how to explain that, food, beer bottles, wine bottle-y type fabric and things like that. Then we have all sports fabric, so football, soccer, baseball, riding bikes, swimming, all that. And a small little bag of like what I'm calling checkers and old-fashioned style fabrics. And we got pirate fabrics, and I don't even know what's in the bottom because I haven't got that far. Then we have anything band, which you guys can't see down there very well, but it's like guitars and anything that has band prints. Then that one is sports. I think it's all college football, baseball, basketball teams. I'm not sure because I don't know. This one's all Iron Man, Superman, Spider-Man, Marvel Comics. That's the word I'm looking for. This one is cars, trains, trucks, boats, automobiles, you name it. This one's all, that one is a mixture, but anything medical is in this one. There's a lot of this stuff. A whole heck of a lot. But it's in a bunch of different colors. See? And then there's, if I can even get to the areas where it is, there's bones. Like this one has bones on it and stuff. It's all anything medical or dental, because there's some dental-y ones in here, but there's a lot of that stuff. And then we have anything that's like bandana style prints. I'm trying here, guys, to separate all this in case someone wants just something specific. We got sharks and kids and anything that's an animal, doggies, monkeys, birds, frogs. And over there is holiday green, St. Patty's Day stuff. And that one I just barely put one piece in because I couldn't find any more. Then we have breast cancer, but I'll probably keep all that because there's not much left. Then we have flames. Then we have fishing, hunting, all that kind of stuff. Then we have kids prints. There's Halloween prints in there, but there's like Bugs Bunny, Tweety, what is it called? What are those stupid things? Those guys. And there's Winnie the Pooh and whatever this guy's name is. You guys remember him. Yeah, and Mickey Mouse and whatever. Then there's all holiday only. It's all Thanksgiving, Christmas, so on. And then there's some, all those are like red, white, and blue prints. Then I have, I don't know what I'm just calling these jean prints because they kind of just remind me of jeans. They got flecks of stuff on them. And that's just flannels and such. But I'm totally not done, guys. There's this whole bag, and these are heavy, like super shoved in there heavy. There's tons more in here. And I started separating it more and more and more. So that's as far as I've gotten. So just thought I would.
Got a lot to go.
I have a lot to go. So like when I say planes, trains, and automobiles, there's planes on this fabric. When I say train, automobiles, there's automobiles here. So this would all go planes, trains, and automobiles, So I figured if somebody wants something specific, I can grab more out of a specific area. So this one's got like wolf dogs. But some of these pieces are like this. You could make a little 3-inch, I don't know. You can make, for people who small quilts, I don't know. I'm trying to pull out big stuff though for you guys. So it's going to take me a few days to get this all situated for everyone. Just thought I would let you know. But then there's like camos, It's all cotton. It's just a lot of it. Like a whole heck of a lot of it. So I'm, like this is golf. Like, they're weird shaped pieces, but I know you could get a half square triangle out of it. But there's a lot of it, and I need to either use it or get rid of it. And getting rid of it sounds better than trying to use it all in the middle of all the projects that I have. So for those of you that know who you are, because I sent you an email back, just let me know if you just want me to throw a bunch of crap in a box and send it to you, or if you want me to separate and pull specific kind of stuff out for you. Let me know. Let me put this over here so I can talk to you guys. That way you can see me. So,
Yes, I hate this machine. I don't hate the Juki. I like it when it's off the frame. I love quilting with it off the frame. Let me tell you, I love piecing with it. It is going to become, once it's off the frame, it's going to become my full-time piecing machine, and the Brother will only be my backup machine for clothing fixing and applique projects and so on and so forth. So, alright, so crumb quilts are cute, colorful scraps, made one recently. This is, yeah. So, oh, hi Annie. This is definitely crumb quilting. It's like some pieces are pretty big, but you don't get much of the character in it. So this is like, what is this called, Maxine? Is this those, it's got the Hulk, Iron Man. Avengers.
No, wait, Marvel.
It's,
That's
it's
Marvel.
made by Marvel, but they're the Avengers.
No,
So
they're Marvel.
they're kind of big pieces. They're kind of not. This one's got Spider-Man, you know. This one's got Iron Man. And I'm just kind of making piles. So there's some Star Wars even. And they didn't know that one. Their new one. They don't know what to buy. Yeah, so when it comes to the, for those of you, I'm going to say it again, for those of you who really are passionate about quilting, you have the money to just go out and buy a machine, or you have enough money to make payments on one, do not buy a mid-arm on a long arm frame. Purchase a long arm. There are plenty of companies out there. There is Handy Quilter. There is blah, blah, blah. Now I can't even think. I said it all earlier, and now it's not coming to me. There's Grace, Handy Quilter. What I already said that. Gamels are quite expensive though. You got to have money. APQS. Those machines are quite expensive, but they do have some less expensive, and they also have payment plans.
Someone
for
said
those
Baby
of you-
Lock.
You know,
AP
Baby Lock has one. The Baby Lock
APQs.
Jewel. Yeah. The Baby Lock Jewel is a long arm machine. I think it's 16 or 18 inches. But yeah, every single company, even Juki, the company that my machine is, but mine is a mid-arm, makes a long arm machine. They just came out with it. So I really want to look into it, but we don't have a dealer for me to even play with the machine. So technically I'm learning from videos and reviews. But my personal review to all of you who are passionate about this and want to keep going and further yourself into it and want to long arm, do not buy these kind of setups. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. Buy the machine. Go ahead, buy that Juki and use it to sit if you like to free motion quilt. I 100% recommend it for sitting to free motion quilt, not standing. It's not meant to roll around on a frame. The gears aren't set up inside the machine that way. It's not meant to do that. It is meant for sitting down. Yeah, if you're going to look at long arms, if you're looking California, Susan, there is SewingMachinesPlus. They actually have a big, huge center in California that you can go to. Gamel, if you guys can afford Gamel, Gamel has a big, huge center in San Diego that you can go to. APQS in San Diego you can go to. All these places, and all the companies that do sell long arms, and then there's mom and pop shops that also, like our local quilt shop is mom and pop shop, you know, so they sell Handy Quilter. Then there's other people that sell Grace machines, the Clinique, I can't say it right, Clinique machine. And those are 14-inch plus. I think the Clinique only goes to 16-inch though. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, if you want, just go, and I can even show you guys. I have a pamphlet, APQS. They do the Lenny. I think Michelle, you can remember we were talking about last night. I think the Lenny machine is the cheapest one. Grab me that booklet right there on top of those, in between those two shelves, where that paper is. Yeah, that right there. I'm just going to look just because I want to tell you guys. If you are really serious about buying a long arm, yeah, it's Lenny. George is a sit-down machine. So George is $6,900, but that doesn't come with all the extras if you really, really want to get into this. But Lenny is the second, it's $10,900. That's a lot of money, guys. But these have, you know, you can make payments and stuff if you have good credit. But if you go and look at how big the machine is, the Lenny is a 20-inch by 8-inch tall, so it's a 20-inch machine. And they come with frames. So for that price, you get a frame and everything. But you don't get all the added extras, like a button that lifts your frame for you, you know. So, but if you guys have the money, these are for you. You know, I, on the other hand, am broke. But I'm hating this, so my husband and I both come to the agreement that we can afford to make payments somehow, some way, to upgrade a machine on my frame, keeping my frame. I don't need the frame, I just need a machine. And we're having issues finding a company that will sell me only the machine head. There's not very many companies that sell only the machine head. I just want to upgrade the machine head. And I just need the casters for it, that's it, which is the wheel area. So, alrighty. So yeah, there's many companies. Just go on Google and type in long arm quilting machine, and you will get all sorts of stuff. The one that I really have been watching and reviewing and has lots of good reviews, but there's nowhere for me to go play with it, is the Juki TL 2200 QVP, not the mini, just the big QVP. It's an 18-inch with 10-inch tall space, 18-inch wide of quilting space with 10-inch tall, and I can't find nowhere that sells just the machine only. Go figure. So, let's see. And I heard Baby Lock Jewel is a really good machine too, and there was another one that I heard is really good. The HQ Avante was recommended to me by a couple people also, which is in my price range, but we're not sure if that machine will fit on my frame. It's an 18-inch machine, but we're not sure. That we have to measure the distance of my trays and the frame itself, you know. So we're hoping. We're gonna look at a bunch of them. But I wanted to show you guys, this is the progress I've made on getting your boxes ready. And like I said, this is the box. It's kind of cheesy, guys, but that's all I can afford right now. So in the future, when I start shoving as many scraps as I can into these boxes, that's why I'm trying to pull big pieces for you guys. So I was just gonna, if you have a specific recommendation for something specific and I have it, I will put mainly big scraps of those into these boxes, and I'm going to pack them as full as I can possibly get, even if they're overflowing. I will try to do it and tape it up, you know. So just let me know. Like I said, there's fabric with stars. There's not very many, but like here's another whole pile of them right here. It's all stars, you know. And like I said, these pieces are, I don't know what you can do, but you can square it up and make something out of it. These you can triangle up, and if you like small quilts, some of these you can get whatever out of, but some of these scraps are whatever, they're okay sized, so for whatever you want to make out of them, it's up to you. The sky's the limit, because I made it a cat dish tray, a little plate, quilted table topper, but not table topper, it's on the floor, a little quilted thing to hold his dishes so that my cat don't move them around anymore, because that's what he was doing. Yeah, that's what I have, Barbara. That's what the machine that's on the frame is. It's a Juki TL 2010Q. And it's not meant for that. That is just something I was messing around with when I was learning to quilt. All I had was scissors, I had a machine, and I just threw that together. Somebody told me it looked like a swastika when I first started doing it, and I'm like, what? I don't see that. I don't know. I was just messing around. I was learning. Those are my learning curves up on the wall. There's a pineapple block pot holder up on the wall too. That's my learning curve up there, but oh yeah, you can see it. It's up there. It's like somewhere right there. But yeah, I'm just messing about. Like there's this stuff. I don't know if you can tell. It's just, some are big pieces, some are little where you can make half square triangles out of it. I mean, it's scraps. That's all I can tell you. It's scraps. And I have a lot of them. So I'm separating everything so that there's enough to fit here and there. Some of these are super cute, like these. These are little mustaches. Isn't that adorable? Like, mustache thing is over already. Nobody really does these anymore, but I just think it's super cute. So it's in the pile of super cute stuff. So for those of you who want, just let me know. If you really want something specific, I'll dig through here and see what there is. And if you want sport team stuff, let me know, because none of this sport stuff I will ever use in anything at all. I'm not into sports, so I will probably never throw those into a scrap quilt. because there's no purpose. But
Well, that person didn't want that to me.
yeah, well, some of these people don't. I don't even think. Yeah, see, this is NBA, so this just goes.
If there's any cowboy ones,
There's some in
it
there.
goes straight to.
Like here's
Michelle.
Tigers. I don't even know what. If it Tigers is probably like a basketball maybe for college. So I'm just doing this, guys. There's some. I even forgot what. There's horsies on it. Those are just going with animals. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. There's little ones with motorcycles. There's bumblebees. There's Halloween shit. There's a little bit of everything. So you get what you get, or you tell me what you want, and I'll do my best to throw it all in there. Okay? Detroit Tigers. Ah, okay, basketball. See, I don't know these things. It's just in my scraps. So, like I said, like here's one. Arizona University. The University of Arizona Wildcats. So, I mean, I'm just mixing them all together. You guys, if somebody wants all those, they can just make every sports quilt. A sport scrap quilt. I can't get it all out in one sentence. So, this is what I've been doing since last night. Separating these piles so that you kind of get a little bit of a selection if that's what you want. Some of these scraps are even different. Some of them are actually straight pieces like this. So it just depends. It just depends. Some are just this small. So
What is a P.O. box?
a P.O. box is a box at the post office for people to send mail. All right, guys.
Your address?
I don't. Are you asking if there's baseball? Because I don't know. There probably is. It's mixed in here. So yeah, like here's Star Wars. Some of the pieces you can actually see the Star Wars. So you got to cut really closely around it. But if you're just throwing it in a scrap quilt, then it's in a scrap quilt. And I'm putting Star Wars with Marvel because it's a TV cartoon movie. So. Some of these there's big scraps, some of them there's not. That's why I'm trying to separate it so I could pull for you guys. Alright. Oh, the tigers, yeah, okay. Here's a whole big pile of Halloween stuff. Lots of it. And they're bigger scraps, but it's just gonna go in the Halloween and mix stuff. We got little fishies that look like Finding Nemo, but they're not Finding Nemo. It's not really over there. Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys the things that I do when I'm not on camera, but now you just saw because I'm on camera. That machine blows. I hate using it, but I have to get it done because my customer quilt, I have 18 days left to do that now. Yeah, you guys can cut. I mean, like this one, you can cut whatever team this is for, you can cut that piece out, you know, I mean, I don't know what it is, it's some football team or something. None of these pieces actually say, it has the last of the letters, Vikings it looks like, I don't know, I can't tell. Just going in a pile, it's just going into the pile. So this is what I'm doing, and okay, New Orleans Saints, there you go. So you guys know things I don't even know. I don't watch sports. So there's a little bit of everything here. I will get what I can situated, and if you want something specific, for those of you who asked, let me know. And in the future, if you guys want to buy, you don't have to buy the scraps for me, but I would, in the future, when I do it again, we'll have to do if you want a bunch of scraps, I can send it to you if you pay for shipping, kind of thing. So yeah, just let me know. For now, I'm going to get off of here and get some more quilting on the frame done and, you know, yell and scream with my headphones and nobody but me will hear myself. So, thank you guys for coming and joining me, and I hope everybody has a great evening, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. But just take into consideration the information that I have given you And what I have shown you while working on it, yes, the quilting is still beautiful. I love it. I make it turn out great no matter what I do and how many times that stupid thread breaks or the needles break or all those issues. I'm still making it work because I have to. Just know that all the cuss words in the world are not even fixing the problem. It just makes me feel worse. So I will have this someday figured out to where I don't have to use that machine anymore for that frame. It'll be something else. So thank you guys for joining and have a good night, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Maxine says bye. She's over there.
Oh, Mom.
Bye.
There's a